welcome back to the channel, and it is finally our time. I know whenever Halloween first, not Halloween first, yes, the whole month of October is Halloween, but I know whenever October 1st hit, I was doing a little dance, I was listening to my music, and it was all good. And as you can tell, I'm currently representing all of the Halloween vibes, and I got a new background for this spooky season. I didn't do it last year, I wasn't able to, but this year I did. I opted to go for one. This came from the Dollar Tree, and it's a little shiny, and I was worried about how it would be in the video, but it's not too terribly bad. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this. I'm kind of out of time to get a proper background, but you know, it is what it is. I'm working with what I got, but it's still cute. My little big old black cat up in here, and we're just, you know, all our spell books and stuff, and we're just gonna ignore the spider down there. We're just gonna ignore him. But that is not why we're here. We are here because I got a lovely little box in the mail today. I've been excited for this. I've been wanting to try this company for a while, and they had their candles discounted, and yes, it's candles. So it's fall, and we must have fall scented stuff, fall scented candles. This is a must. But so I've been keeping my eye on them for quite a while. They're up there along with like Bath and Body Works and Yankee Candle and stuff, but the price point is a little bit cheaper than Yankee Candle, and it's about along par with Bath and Body Works, but they had everything on sale, which made it vastly cheaper than Bath and Body Works, because right now their candles aren't on sale, so I wasn't able to get any. These, when I looked up on the website, they're about $11 a piece. So yes, I did purchase all this with my own money, and I haven't unboxed anything yet. I waited. I was good. I waited. But this is the company. We are looking at Goose Creek, America's Best Candles, so they proclaim. We're going to find out. And what I'm going to do for this video is I'm going to show you the candles, and then I'm going to use one and then record later my thoughts about how that candle performed, because I don't think it's such a good review if I just sit here and show you the candle and sniff it. So I know how Bath and Body Works candles perform because I have a couple of those, so I'm going to kind of use that to compare, to see about like how the throw is and how everything like that is, and see if this is maybe a good alternative, because they do have some different scents and their candles are really cute. So let's get into this. My entire order ended up being $31, I believe, because I had to pay for shipping and all that, but the candles themselves were on sale and they were cheap, so I didn't mind paying a little bit for shipping. Hopefully nothing is broken, because like I said, this is my first look at these candles, and it came in, I'm not gonna lie, it came in quite a big box. I think they're supposed to be 16-ounce candles. So let's see. Ooh. The box smells good. Yeah, the box smells really good. Okay, so I only got two, and because I wasn't sure, I didn't want to buy a whole bunch of candles and then they're not good, so I only bought two. So let's look at the first one. And let's see here. So this is the first one. It is a pumpkin breakfast waffle. Here is what the candle looks like. And I know what you're thinking, it's blue. That's not really autumnal looking, but I'm more concerned about the scent. Ooh. So it is a 2-wick candle, and it's a 16-ounce candle if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 16 ounces. So, you know, it's a standard candle size. They did have some that were 3 wicks, but I opted to get these because, like I said, they were on sale. But, now as far as the smell of this just in the candle itself, you can get a lot of I can get a lot of the butter and like the waffle scent, and the pumpkin's is not that strong. Let me go ahead and say right now. You can smell the pumpkin, but it's getting a little bit overpowered just by the buttery waffle smell. So I'm getting more of just like the waffle. But I don't mind because I love waffles. Like actually I like pancakes better, but I do love a good waffle, especially when it's nice and crispy on the outside. That's kind of what you're smelling, is a nice crispy waffle on like a fall morning. That is what I'm getting out of this. You know, like you already made your nice buttery waffle, and you've already put some of your maple syrup on it, and you have a nice hot cup of coffee with your pumpkin spice creamer in it. So you get the smell from the coffee, and you get the smell from the waffle, and then you eat the waffle, and it just combines everything, and it makes the perfect like autumn morning. That is what this smells like in a jar. Okay. So I've rambled on about this one candle. So there is the first candle, and let's see here. Here is the second candle. Now this one is the pumpkin cider donut. So there's that one looks a bit more autumnal, and it has your nice little pumpkins on the front of it, or your pumpkin donuts on the front of it. So let's give this a little sniff, and all their lids seem to be basically the same from what I got. So there is the lid on this one and that one are exactly the same. See, now again, this is a 16-ounce candle, and it's just a 2-wick. So I can smell all of the notes in it. It does smell, I can smell the cedar, I can smell the pumpkin, but I don't really smell the donut part of it. Well, it's not cider, excuse me. Like, I smell cedar for some reason. I don't really smell cider, I smell cedar, like cedar pine wood. But I mean, most people that try to get that cider smell, they put a lot of cinnamon in it, and cinnamon to me, it does remind me a lot of pine, depending on how you mix it. So that's what I'm getting on this. It smells like a pumpkin cedar, not cider, candle. But that could change when I burn it. Because you never know, whenever you start burning things, they start acting a little bit different. So, if I'm not mistaken, let me look this up right quick, because I know it tells you on their website their different notes for their candles. So, give me a second. Now the price point on this is still $13.99, as so their website says. I'm sorry about the little intermission there, but I can't remember exactly what the, okay, here it is. Because on the website they list you the top notes, the mid notes, and the base notes. So for this one, your pumpkin cider candle, it says the top notes are red apple, sparkling orange, and sugar. The mids are glaze, and then the base is cinnamon, clove buds, pumpkin spice, the pumpkin spice accord, rich cedar wood. Yeah, I can smell that cedar. Sheared musk, and warm vanilla. So that is what this one is supposed to be. I can definitely smell that cedar in there. I knew it had cedar in here, because you don't really smell the cider, and I don't see any cinnamon in this whatsoever. So, okay, I don't know. Oh no, wait, yeah, there's cinnamon. Okay, so yeah, you can really get the pumpkin, and you can really get the cedar wood in here, but I don't really smell too much of like the maple glaze. So there is that candle. Now let me go back and see here. I got the, I should have looked all these up beforehand. Pumpkin breakfast waffle. There we go. I'm having to sit up on my legs so I can be a little taller, because whenever I was sitting down lower, you couldn't really see the full background. But okay, so for this one, the pumpkin breakfast waffle with this lovely little logo. Now the top notes of this one are golden waffles, butter, apple. The mids are maple syrup, pumpkin spice, and the base is milk, cinnamon, pecans, brown sugar, and vanilla. Now like I said, you can really get that warm waffle smell. I mean, I think so far out of the two, I think this one's my favorite, because I don't mind like the smell of cedar and stuff, but to me that's more Christmas, not fall. That's what that is for me. So that'd be like a good mid-range candle, when you're transitioning from your fall to your winter candles. So I think this is going to be the first one I burn, just to see how it does, and to see if I can pick up any more of those notes in it, because I would really love for that pumpkin to come through. So what I'm going to do from this point is I'm going to stop the video. We'll stop this part of it, and then I'm going to burn this, and I'm going to show you a little bit of how it burns, and then I'll come back and tell you my thoughts about how this actually burned and the notes that came through. So that is how we're going to do this process. Sorry if this video runs a little long, but I want to give you kind of a full review of this if you're thinking about switching and getting different candles. Okay, so it's been a few days and I've been able to burn this candle a little bit. Not as much as I would have liked, but enough to kind of get an idea of how the candle's going to perform. Now obviously, like most candles, whenever it gets down here, it does perform a little less. I don't know why that is. Just I've noticed that with every candle I've ever owned. Once it gets down to right about like here, for some reason it just does not perform any better. But this is how much is burned out of it. It's not much. I've only been able to burn this a little bit over the past few days. So, but moving on to how this candle did perform, and like I said, this is the, what is it? The pumpkin breakfast waffle. So that is the candle that I was able to burn. And I'm standing up right now because I don't have time to actually move the chair and everything because I've actually got to go. So, and I'm sorry I have the fan on because for some reason here it's boiling and outside it's cold. I don't know. But anyways, so that's why my background decided to take off. But whenever I first burned this candle, it didn't really put off. Like whenever the wax started melting and everything, it wasn't really that strong. But then as it kind of burns more, I think it took about, I think I burned this for about 2 hours one night, and about the half-hour mark is when you could really start to smell it, and probably it was just because it's just a new candle. Now since I've already burned it and stuff, it's probably going to perform a little bit better because as I let it burn more throughout the night, whenever I was working on other stuff, it did start to permeate through the house to the point where even the other people in my house, they were like, are you cooking? Are you making something? Are you baking something? I'm like, no, it's the candle. And I walked through the house. See, I stopped burning this probably about 2 last night, and I've walked through the house, and just like in the kitchen and other parts of the house, you can still really smell this whenever you first walk into the room. But then obviously you get a little used to it as you are in the room with it. But so that is how this one performed. I don't know how the other ones performed yet because like I said, I haven't burned it, but that is what this one did. So it was comparable really to Bath and Body Works. It's just the uptake was a little bit slower for the throw to actually get into the room, because like with Bath and Body Works, I've noticed that almost immediately when you light their candles you can start to smell it. Where this one, it did have a little bit of a warm up, but once it got going, it was top notch. I'm not gonna lie, it made me want waffles. It really made me want waffles. So that is how this performed. Like I said, hopefully this gives you kind of an idea of how these candles will work. I know I just did one and I will do the other one later, but as of right now, and I'll probably update on one of my social media pages instead of making a video about it, but as of right now, that is how this one performed. Like I said, it is on par with Bath and Body Works and Yankee Candle, but it does take a little bit longer for the scent to actually get into the room, but once it gets in the room, it kind of stays and lingers really good. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought, and if you are going to be trying any of Goose Creek candles, I will leave the links to these down below. None of this is sponsored, none of this is an ad. I just wanted to see how these candles did because I was kind of looking at changing where I got some of my candles from, and you know, it's nice to branch out every now and again. It's nice to buy from other places. So, like I said, hopefully this gives you an idea of how these perform if you're curious about the brand or anything. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye!